Hey there, Resurrection Gig Harbor family. I cannot believe that we are already just like 10 days away. 10 days? 9 days? We're only a few days away from our next core group gathering. It's going to be Sunday, May 16th at 4 p.m. And so I just wanted to give you a quick little message, kind of a preview of what that's going to be like. Like I said, Sunday, May 16th at 4 p.m., we're going to be in the exact same place as we were in April. We're going to be at the Pavilion Building at Zamel Homestead Park in Gig Harbor, and so we'd love to see you there at 4 o'clock. If you're able to come a little bit early, our reservation actually starts at 3:30, so we can get set up. And so if you're able to come help get set up, that would be wonderful. One big difference of how we're going to go about things this month is that rather than just kind of providing all the food up front, we're going to ask everyone to bring something to share. We're going to kind of do more of a potluck style. So there is a link in the email to sign up for what item you would like to bring for the potluck. If you could fill that out in the next week or so, fill it out maybe by Wednesday or Thursday next week. That'll help give me time to figure out, okay, what else do we need to bring? So that's the first kind of main difference of this coming month from last month. Potluck style, bring whatever your favorite food, whatever that might be, something you just love to make that's easy to make for big groups. That's perfectly fine too. Really, the important part is that we're sharing a meal together. We're building community. We're having times of fellowship. And we're doing that intergenerationally. The kids are there. We discovered last month that we have folks that have moved to Gig Harbor within the last 6 months or so. And we've got folks that have been in Gig Harbor over 20 years. So we've got this awesome group that God is bringing and has brought together. And we just want to take time to get to know each other, and we want to do that over a meal. Now, if you remember, either maybe you were at the last core group meeting, or maybe you just watched the video that I sent out afterwards. Last month, we talked about the mission. We talked about Mark chapter 5, the first missionary that Jesus sends out. This man that had previously been possessed by the legion of demons. And when Jesus sends him out to be on mission, he says, go home to your friends and tell them how much the Lord has done for you. And so we kind of thought through all the pieces of that. I encourage you to think through, how much has the Lord done for you? What's your story of Jesus transforming your life? Because that's what Jesus says is to be the content of our message. And so I encourage you to take some time to think through that, even journal it out. If you haven't had a chance to do that yet, I would definitely encourage you to take some time in the next week and a half before our next meeting and just kind of start journaling out at least the bullet points of that story. How much has the Lord done for you? We also took some time to identify who Jesus is telling us to go to when he says, go home to your friends. And for me, this was the most encouraging part of our last meeting. We took about 5 minutes, and among the 26 of us that were there, 26 adults, we came up with 362 names of people who need the gospel, who need to be connected to a church community that Jesus is sending us to. And we kind of did some quick math, and we were like, that's basically one gospel conversation a week. A day. One gospel conversation a day as an entire group. That was really encouraging to me, but it was also kind of really challenging for a lot of us, I think. And so this month, as we gather together, we're going to spend most of our time focusing on that idea of gospel conversations. We're going to do that from a couple of different angles. We're going to think about how do we think through all the pieces of the gospel: Jesus' life, death, resurrection, ascension, and future return, and how do all of those apply to our life and other people's lives. But we're also going to take some time to think about what is a gospel conversation, a spiritual conversation, versus what we typically think of as evangelism, sharing the gospel, inviting people to faith. Now, those obviously aren't completely separate from one another, but the hope is to kind of take our eyes off this high bar that I think a lot of us have created of we have to have a really well articulated gospel presentation, and really make it a lot more practical and accessible to see ourselves as being in situations every day, every week, where we can be naturally having spiritual conversations based on where the other person is at in life and in their journey toward Christ. So I hope that you can make it this month. Again, it's May 16th at 4 p.m. at Zemel Homestead Park. I think it'll be another really encouraging time for us as a group, and it'll be a time where the Lord is working to bind us together, to bring us together as a core, as a family, so that as we go on mission, we're not alone in doing that. Rather, we're united together. And so, like I said, to sign up for the potluck, just click the link that's in the email. Other than that, I really look forward to seeing y'all on May 16th. And in the meantime, happy Mother's Day to all the moms who are in the Gig Harbor, Port Orchard area. Thank you so much for your ministry to your families, your discipleship of your kids, and just your way of building the kingdom of God in your family. I'll see y'all later.